Good morning, children. Let's recapitulate the concepts that I have gone through in the 3 videos posted earlier. Now, if you refer to your book, you can see that the definition of goods is given and the classification of goods into 2 types, that is final goods and intermediate goods, and consumer goods and capital goods. Capital goods comes under the category of producer goods. Final goods, as we discussed, are the goods which have crossed the boundary line of production. No further value addition is pending and no further resale is possible. Whereas intermediate goods are the goods which have not yet crossed the boundary line of production. Either further value addition is pending or further resale is pending. Coming to this side, consumer goods are the goods which are consumed by consumers or households, whereas capital goods are the fixed assets which are consumed by the producers. Let's flip the page. So as you can see, the definition of final goods has been given, which you have to learn. These are those goods which have crossed the boundary line of production and are ready for use by their final users. Now please note, children, the final user could be a consumer or a producer. While we are identifying a final good, we do not see whether it is used by a consumer or a producer. Rather, we see whether are they finished in all respects or not. So that is what they have defined over here. Cross the boundary line of production. That basically means that no further value is to be added in the goods. Remember one more thing, children. Final goods are the goods which are included while estimating the national income of the country, whereas intermediate goods are the goods which are not included while estimating the national income of the country. Coming to the next page. As you can see, one important concept has been highlighted. The same good may be final or intermediate. I gave you the example of the packet of sugar. If a household is using a packet of sugar, then it is a final good, whereas if that same packet of sugar is used by Parle-G company, then it is an intermediate good. Another example given in your book is that of paper. If you and I are using paper for creating notes, then it becomes a final good, because it will not be resold and no further value addition is remaining. Whereas if the same paper is used by a publishing house to write a story on it and to be bound into a book, then it becomes an intermediate good. Flipping the page again. So as you can see, to identify whether a good is a final good or an intermediate good, you have to really see what is the end use of the good. Is it being used to manufacture other goods? Is it being held for the purpose of resale? So if the answer to these 2 questions is yes, then the good becomes an intermediate good. Whereas if the good is not being held for resale, or if no further value addition is required, then the good becomes a final good. So this is the distinction which is given in your books. I'd like you to go through the same. Coming to the next page, again the concept of consumer goods, which we have covered through the video. Please understand that consumer goods are the goods which are used by consumers or households. As we had discussed in the video, you can see there are 4 categorizations: durable goods, semi-durable goods, non-durable goods, and non-material goods or services. This I have already covered in the video, so I will not be going through again. Let's flip the page. Next is the concept of capital goods. Now remember, capital goods only includes the fixed assets of a business. Fixed assets are those goods which are of high value and which are used for a longer duration in the business. Right? So raw material is not included in capital goods. Nuts and bolts of machines which may be used for a longer time but have a lower value are also not included as part of capital goods. Again, you can see the important question: all capital goods are producer goods, but all producer goods are not capital goods. For this, children, I would like you to learn the HOTS which is given over here. Once you learn this, you will be able to answer the 3-marker CBSE question. Thank you, children. That's all from me today.